5, dilations. So a couple just terminology things to be aware of. Moving into a dilation. We kind of talked about this when we started the chapter a little bit, when we were talking about all the different transformations that could happen. What were we saying dilations related to? Shrinking or growing what? Often. What does my husband often have dilated? His eyes, right? So your pupils can dilate, which means they can grow or shrink, depending on which direction you're going with it. That is going to create an enlargement or a reduction of a figure. Okay, so it can grow or it can shrink. What helps us figure out which happened is something called the scale factor. We've talked about scale factors before. That's just the amount that you're enlarged by or the amount that you are reduced by. And the variable that often shows up for scale factor is the letter K. Okay, so if you see this letter K, like we have down here, K equals 2, K equals 3, you need to understand what that number means to be able to say, well, that's an enlargement and that's a reduction, right? They're different numbers depending on what K is. So when your K, when your scale factor is greater than 1, can someone tell me what the number 1 represents as a percent? Typically, when you see the number 1, what percent are we talking about? 100%, right? 1 as a percent, you move your decimal point 2 places, is 100%. Or if you have 100% of something and you're looking for the decimal version, that would be the number 1, okay? So everything relates to 100% of the figure. If that K value is bigger than 1, so more than 100% of what you started with, is that going to grow or shrink? It's going to grow, right? That's going to be an enlargement. But if your K value, and you know what, I'm going to write this different than she does. She says if K is less than 1, but negative numbers don't apply. So I'm going to say if it's between 0 and 1. In other words, it's some fraction that is less than 1, right? So a fraction of something. If you think of a fraction of my hand, it's going to shrink my hand down, right? So that's going to be a reduction. Okay. Here's what you're going to do in this entire lesson. You are going to multiply your coordinates by K every single time. Okay, multiply your coordinates by K and you're going to get your new coordinates. And that's going to help you to see, did it grow or did it shrink? But K will tell you if it should grow or shrink. Okay, so it's just good to compare your K value to your final answer to see, like, does my answer make sense? Okay, all right, so let's take a look. Let's do number 1 here. Okay, it says you have this triangle. Go ahead and plot that triangle. So -5 and 1 is your point R. Put it to the left of that point. S is at -3, 1, 2, 3, +4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it above the point. And then T is at 2, -1. By the way, when you take this test on Friday, if you are like me and straight lines matter to you, you're welcome to grab one of my rulers or straight edges, or if you have a straight edge that you like to use, bring it with you on Friday for the test, because it's just nice to draw straight lines when you're trying to see if things are the same. Okay, so here's your first triangle. Is that your pre-image or your image? Pre-image, right? The one you started with is your pre-image. The image is going to come with all these primes, R prime, S prime, and T prime. Here is the beauty of these. The graph comes just by taking this number and multiplying it by your coordinates. So take a look at your R. I'm going to go times 2 times 2. Should this be an enlargement or a reduction?
Enlargement.
It should be an enlargement because it's a number greater than 1. Okay, so now multiply. Your r prime should be at -10, 2. Your s prime times 2 times 2 should be at -6, 8. And your t prime times 2 times 2 should be at 4, -2. Plot those points and see if your figure grew or shrank. Yours look like that. Make sure, by the way, some of you on your homework haven't been labeling your points. I want to see r and r prime. I want to see s prime and s. I want to see t and t prime. And I do want to see your lines. Don't just give me points. This is not 3 points. It's a triangle, right? So it represents the lines that connect them all. So just make sure as you're doing your homework that you're drawing the lines in, writing the letters in, all the stuff. All right, so look at number 2. Should this be an enlargement or a reduction? It should be an enlargement. We're not going to graph this one. We're just going to find the points. What would a prime be? -9 what? 0. Okay, so we take a. We multiply both by 3. A 0 always stays a 0, right? Because if you're multiplying by something, you still get a 0 back. So keep that in mind. If you see a 0, don't add it. Sometimes people add them instead. What's b prime? 3, 6. What's c prime? 6, 0. And d prime? -6, -6. Okay. Okay, take a look at number 3. This one's a rhombus. Is this going to be an enlargement or a reduction? Reduction. You're cutting it in half, right? So it should be half the size of what you originally started with. Again, it's multiplication. So you're going 10 times a half. What's another way of saying 10 times a half? Divided by 2. So I don't care if you divide by 2 or you multiply by a half. If it's a third of something, you can multiply by a third or you can divide by 3. Same thing. So figure out what your J, K, L, and M should be. And then check with your neighbor and see if they got the same ones. I'm going to plot that first figure. Check with your neighbor. They get the same thing you did? Are you like using brain power to check with your neighbor?
I'm not done.
Oh, still going.
I'm almost done.
It's good. I'll be your neighbor. What's J prime? -5, 1. Good job. -5, 1. What's K prime? -1, 4. L prime? 3, 1. And M prime? -1, -2. Okay. So then when you go to plot those, this figure should be kind of inside, fully actually, inside on this one. of your current figure. So negative 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is J prime. K prime is negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. L prime is 1, 2, 3, 1. And M prime is negative 1, negative 2. You can kind of see it when you're done drawing it in. Like, that looks like it makes sense, right? Sometimes you miscalculate a point and you get, like, say you have this figure and then you end up with a figure that looks like this inside. That should be a, like, alert, something's wrong, because your figure should look the same. It's the same figure, it's just shrunken down or blown up. So if you get something that looks totally different than the one you started with, just double check it. Like, where did I plot a number wrong? Because that's probably what happened. Questions on that? Okay, number 4. You could multiply by a fourth, or you could what? Divide by 4. Okay, that one should shrink down. We're not going to do it right now. Flip over to the back, and we're just going to do, actually, you know what? I want to show you one thing here. Take a look at this one. Your number 5, you started with D at 0, 0. Okay, first of all, is this an enlargement or a reduction? It's an enlargement. A lot of times people are like, no, it's a fraction, it's a reduction. But a fraction only works in this case if it's a fraction between 0 and 1 for a reduction. So this is actually 2.5, right, as a number. So it's actually growing. What I want you to see is your figure right now, and I'm not going to plot the whole thing. It looks something like this. This is not the correct numbers, but I want you to see what we're working with here. Your original figure looks something like that. Your new figure looks something like this. What happened with your D and your D prime? They're the same point. That's called your center of dilation. That means this is the point that it dilated from. So sometimes it's like one thing inside of another. If it's like this and then it's like this, your center of dilation is inside that figure. But sometimes the center of dilation is actually on the figure that you're working with if that point stays the same. So if a point stays the same, that is your center of dilation, okay? Okay, last thing. Go down to 11 and 12. This time they give you the pictures and they say, identify the scale factor used to graph the image below. I'm curious if you have an idea of how you can come up with what your K value is here. Any thoughts? How do you think you can find K? It's kind of the reverse of what we've been doing, right? They've given us K and we've plotted our points. Now they're giving us the points and asking us to say what K is. First of all, should this be a number that is greater than 1 or a fraction between 0 and 1? A fraction. Why? Right, your prime one, the one that has the little primes here, shrunk, right? It got smaller. Okay, so we know it's a reduction. That's helpful. That means that this number should be something between 0 and 1, right? A fraction. How do we figure out what fraction? 1/3. Why do you think that, Amani?
Well, I counted like F and E like before and then F and E after and then just like divided what they went into. Because it was 4 and 12.
You counted how far it moved.
Yeah.
So you went like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. She used coordinates, or at least half of a coordinate, right? I would say for the sake of consistency, it's probably good to just name 2 points. So if you want to start with F, F is the point -2, -1. Sorry, that's F prime, is -2, -1. F is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -6, 1, 2, 3, -3. How does that help me get 1/3? The y values are 1 and 3, so that's nice for this one, but they won't always be that fraction. Essentially what you're doing when you find your k is you're taking your image number and you're dividing it by your pre-image number. So for instance, here we can say -1 divided by -3. Well, that's 1/3. But I could also do it here. -2 divided by -6 is 1/3. So if you just name a point for each of them, F and F prime, A and A prime, C and C prime, you name those points. You always want to go the image, so the prime, right? The prime setup over the original number, and that will help you find your k value. So take a look at this one and see if you can figure it out using that idea. You have 4 points and then 4 prime points. What is your thing going to be? Is this an enlargement or a reduction? It's an enlargement, which means your number, when all is said and done, your k value should be greater than 1. So if you get a fraction, it means you put the wrong number on top, right? Flip it over if you get a fraction. Who's got an answer? 3 or 4 of you? All right, Emma, what'd you get?
I got 4.
You got 4. Did anybody else get 4? 4 is correct. What did you use?
I saw how the coordinates of W prime, and I found the coordinates of just regular W, and then I divided -8 over -2, and then 8 over 2.
Okay, so W prime was where? -8. And then W is at -2, 2. So she did prime over original or prime over original. And either way, you get a k value of 4. Okay, so that's your scale factor. It grew. It's greater than 1. That's an enlargement. Good? Not terrible, right? Gia.
Why did you put negative and positive 8 over 2s?
Because I compared the x values and then I compared the y values. You don't have to do both. You just got to pick one.
Oh, I just did different.
You did different coordinates. Yeah, that's totally fine. This one, actually, the x and x prime, if you think of it, your center of dilation is 0. So you could say, well, this has a length of 2. This has a length of 8. So it is 8 over 2, which is 4. So you can use like the distance from the center as well to do it. But I feel like this is probably the safer route. But yeah, you can use any of the 4 points. So if you used X or you used Y or you used Z, that's totally fine. Was there another hand?
I was going to ask about the thing you just said, like the 7 point.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did.
You counted from 0, 0? Yeah, that's fine. You essentially used X as your setup then. Any other questions? Okay, you have a lot of time. See if we can